we now know with great certainty. By the way, we've tracked about 500 million basketball shots, from youth league all the way up, college, pros, etc. So here's the problem with shooting too high. Shooting too high is actually, and this is just blows people's mind, is just as bad as shooting too flat. Shooting too high is just as bad as shooting too flat. So here's why that is. So the space issue, when you're shooting it high, right? Ball's coming in, I got more space, the ball should go in more. That's what we've all been taught for a long period of time. Well, we didn't know the answers completely. I like to say now all the time that we know the answers to the test. That's the reason we feel like we're a little smarter, but we're really not. It's just because we have the data. So here's what happens when you shoot too high. So mid-40s, as I mentioned, that's perfect. So if I shoot, and this is a 45, and the next time I shoot a 43, then a 47, the ball barely moves at the rim. That's just the physics. I'm not going to get into all that nerdy stuff, but that's the physics of what happens, okay? So now I'm going to jump up here, and I'm going to, so now instead of in the mid-40s, I'm releasing it up here in the mid-50s. And if I shoot a 55 and then put exactly the same power in the next one, and I release it at 53, the ball goes 7 inches further at the rim. So now if I go from 53 to 57, I've got a 14-inch spray that you will never, ever overcome, okay? You can't overcome it with better mechanics. You can't overcome it with more reps. You just can't do it, okay? You're fighting the very laws of physics. Now, sometimes you will see a player that shoots pretty high that will have some success, but you never see it consistently across the board. So if I showed you, I wish I had a big demo screen here. If I showed you kind of it just goes just like this. As you raise your arc, percentage goes up, it gets in the mid-40s, starts to flatten, and then it just goes right down. And this is based on hundreds of millions of shots. So you just cannot control it.